everybody, and welcome to Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
And I only last a second.
And welcome to the show, everyone. I see it's going to be one of those episodes.
One of those.
One of those.
In full disclosure, actually, this happened last night when we were doing the broadcast, but it may happen again. I used to have this little internet plug-in thing that we bought during the pandemic when I'd have Zoom meetings in this office. It completely died last night, so I, whatever. I am now connected to the upstairs internet on, like 2 little bars that goes back and forth between 1 and 2. So if I freeze or disappear, I will be back. I apologize. Just keep going without me. I will be back. Even if I have to hotspot my phone and do it. But I just wanted to let everyone know. Jack is pretending to freeze.
Matt always falls for it.
I know you too well. I've been around you for just as long as Matt, actually. He's just a sucker.
That's true.
Anyway, now that the shop talk is out of the way, the disclaimer. Hello! What an episode! They tried to create drama in the end, but it went the exact way that I think we all thought
they were
it
trying
would.
to misdirect. The only thing I said this when Chanel voted for Mike. Why did Romeo vote for Hi? Just to piss him off?
I think so. I think
Clearly.
Did you see how many pointed shots that he was taking at him?
Yeah, it was
Hi,
that whole seatbelt. The whole seatbelt remark was clearly directed right at him.
Oh yeah.
you don't want to get on High's bad side because he's not going to hold back.
Clearly not.
He's just not. But again, when you're on the bottom and you know your name's floating out there, do you waste a vote? I mean, I just don't. I don't get it.
I think he thought that if he was going home anyway, he was gonna go home with big FU to High.
Both those fingies, yeah.
I don't think High's even thinking he's like, whatever. You're going home as soon as I have a chance here. You're going home.
Right? It was like Mike though. Mike was just the glee. He could barely contain it. Like they were like
Yeah.
Chanel, the first member of the jury, and he was just like,
Bye, Chanel.
They need to do Lydia's round of applause.
It's always so stupid when they're saying goodbye to someone that's just been voted out.
right.
Like,
Well, the game is over for that person, so
it's over for that person. But I don't want to hear your crap. It's
Yeah,
like,
it always
okay,
amazes me when they in shows like this, they give out hugs. I'm going to hug the people that voted you out. Hug the people who pushed you away from the money.
Well,
Nah.
Drea was this isn't my family.
right.
She's spot on. I mean,
Yep.
I've known you for 16 days.
I love Drea. And Drea
she's fun.
just has the buffet of freaking advantages.
A
Okay,
collection.
Say she goes home next week, and she has all those advantages. Is that the worst to ever go? Because
Yes.
we had
Would be
the
bad.
ice cream guy who's Eric, and we had James that had 2 idols.
Yeah.
And went home and
Well, let's just
We-
say this. I think that if Drea went home last week with, the idol, all 4 things in her pocket that she has, it's the sequel to Ghost Island is going to be Drea's Island. It's just going to be the Museum of Drea artifacts that she didn't
Right.
But
use.
she at this point she should make it to final
I am wearing
5 at least, I think, right? With all those advantages.
You would think, but
would
I
think.
mean, not if Tori keeps up her conversations with people. Apparently, Marianne. If Tori continues having conversations with Marianne, so that they can both gleefully be like, "Oh, we're on to her."
Well, I think they're coming for Tori at some point, especially Chanel. I mean, not Chanel, I'm sorry, Drea, especially Drea.
They're gonna have to do it soon because clearly every immunity challenge is built for Tories.
Right.
The Tories of
I
the
know.
world.
I know. Well, it was so funny because Jay was like, when they started this challenge, he was like, oh, whoever's the best at yoga is going to win this challenge. This is made for
Yeah.
the yoga body
Yep.
types.
But didn't Drea make a mistake by not making sure she go down to the beach real quick and get
Rub
the
it
paint
off.
off you?
Yeah.
Or just be like, yeah, I am bleeding.
Right. Why
hit
did she say I
I
nicked
totally am.
something?
It's gross. Go away.
Yeah, like
She
all
hit
she
all
has
the-
to do.
She hit all the coconuts and the red paint, but you got to make sure it's off you.
Right. I bet you that when she was re-hiding everything, she must have gotten like a smudge or something and then like, went like this to her arms like to walk away to hide it or something. Because it kind of looked like that's what happened. But regardless though, she should have just played it off as, "Oh yeah, you're right. I do have a scrape or something. Like let me go clean it," and then go clean it before she can come and take a look. Like it was so awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a great group of liars. Like, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of, like, every time that there's the opportunity to kind of hide the truth or, like, turn ahead in a different direction, it's like everybody's just like, "Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean there's red on my arm?
Except Omar, apparently. He's like a stealthy...
Except for Omar. I think it's because they get really, like, locked in with the emu shirt. Like they get the eye contact and zoned in on the emu, and then there's a hypnotizing effect.
Would Tori have a chance to win this game if she hadn't got off to such a rocky start with everybody?
I mean,
'Cause
sure,
she's
everybody
clear-
would
she's-
have a
she-
chance if
But
they.
she's clearly observant. She clearly
Yes.
knows what's going on. She's good in the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not likable.
She doesn't have the
So-
social game. So no,
Right.
if you don't have the social game, you don't really have a chance to win.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
she
I'm saying
doesn't
she-
have any power on the tribe other than winning, keeping herself safe. Like she's no one's listening to her. She only has a friend in Marianne and Romeo because they're also on the bottom.
Well, and I
Yeah.
think that she it's not like she's done one or two things that was such a huge mess up that put a target on her back. I mean, she just hasn't been great socially.
Well, she
and
hasn't
gets
treated
under
people
people's
nicely.
skin a little bit. But it's I think she's in the position she's in, like Colleen said. She's just I think it literally just boils down to likability and her lack of it.
Right.
If
Well,
she's if she comes across as being more earnest and like maybe that would get her really far in the game because she can clearly compete.
But then again, Marianne is pretty earnest and she's struggling as well.
She might be a little bit too earnest. Like she pushed the scale over the top a little bit, so it falls back down into that same valley of like the things that get under people's skin.
Right.
Right.
It's not that Tori is unlikable. It's just Tori is just so not nice to other people. And I
Right.
think, nobody is there for, to go play a game with somebody that's just not going to be nice to them. Like, they don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. You're voting somebody out every other day. Like, they just don't, who's going to want to put up with that?
Right.
Well, it's last weekend when she was pushing
Roxroy.
Roxroy
Yep.
to find out, if he had what happened at that thing. So she just had no one to stop.
Right.
Right. But High might find himself falling into a similar predicament, because one thing we've learned today is that yes, there's always somebody that feels like the paranoia, like that their name gets mentioned once and they just kind of lose their cool and they run around camp and the paranoia gets big. Every single season we have at least one episode of they were fine, but then they let the game get in their head. But I don't think that I've actually seen anyone get so mad about it. I was so mad and irritated by it. So
Right. There
we
must
have,
be.
we have found a place where he doesn't have a lot of like cool, calm, collected kindness about it.
Right.
Well, it's up even when he had where he wanted to draw rocks. He goes, "I'll draw rocks," because he
Right.
was so angered by everything. But Romeo, to be fair to Romeo, he is on the bottom. He is on the outs. He didn't know what the vote was last week. He knows so when he hears his name come up, I would be upset too. I'd be
Sure.
okay. I have to scramble. I have to keep myself in the game. Again, I don't understand why you voted for High, but if you lost by one vote,
He voted for high so that this game became just like 100 times more fun to watch.
It was a lot. I said, okay, because she just didn't do anything today. I mean, I know what her plan was. Okay, I'm just going to act like I'm not scrambling, but
sure.
Right.
And it's not the worst plan, but so like calm, cool, collected, act like you're not scrambling, keep an eye on everything. Yes. But you still have to have some conversations because if you don't, this is what happens.
Right. And I mean, it was a decent, I mean, it almost worked out for her that Romeo almost, basically shot himself in the foot, or his own game in the foot rather. But, Mike could not let it go. He wanted it. He wanted her out. I half expected like him to just quit after she went home, and he'd be like, "All right, that's it. I've avenged my name. I am get my promise."
Definitely, Romeo was saved because of Mike.
Yes, because I think
yes,
yeah.
And nobody wanted to go against Mike.
Right.
No.
Well, I don't know. Drea has some significant power too. I think Mike just had the better relationships with like Jonathan and Roxroy and High to be able to pull it off better. But, we also got, more of Omar's game, a lot more of Omar's game this episode too. Jay thought for certain, Jay was like, I think Omar's going to go. We've seen so much more visibility on him this tonight. Yeah. But we said the same for Mike too, right? Like they bonded over,
we sure did.
Him learning about Islam, and we just found
out he's not half bad at basketball.
He's not half bad at basketball. We found out, he likes to gather information. 4 out of 5, yeah. He just couldn't quite seal the deal.
And why were they so? He missed the shot, and it goes. There was no one over there to go retrieve it.
No, when he missed it, he like really, really missed it. It was pretty far out.
Oh my God,
Jonathan Roxroy, let's switch.
Yeah.
Swish.
And then he did like a freaking mermaid dolphin dive into the water. That was incredible. That was incredible. It was so funny because while we were watching it, Jay was like, as soon as Jonathan made the last shot, he was like, Jonathan is kind of like Thor. Like, he should just like turn to them and be like, I am inevitable.
Could he play Aquaman?
Yeah. Clearly he has got some great swimming skills. That dive like off the first platform when he and Lindsay like both like did the superhuman jump.
Oh, those are great.
The platform. Like, oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I can't dive at all. I can't open my eyes under the water, and I constantly have to look
Wide World of Sports when they used to show cliff diving in Acapulco. It was always because of the rocks and everything like that. But I give Lindsay credit. She stayed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in deep contrast, Marianne went down kicking and screaming.
Oh my God. That would have been me.
It's like somebody had just shoved her off of that.
I think that's what drives people. I think that's what drives people crazy, though.
Yes.
Right.
It's like,
absolutely.
Just get in the water.
Yep. Just do it.
I wonder how much she was kicking herself tonight when she watched that. What's her name? Drea switched places with her and found that advantage.
Oh, you knew right away, right? Like you knew that Drea was like, it wasn't about peanut butter and jelly. Like she had a pretty good idea that there might be an advantage.
Right.
Yeah, she was looking for it.
Right. Mm-hmm. That was the one that Xander last season just totally missed.
Yeah.
And Probst was disappointed.
Clearly we got a 5-minute
I will be mad. I will be mad and upset.
I'm going to send a bigger, badder monster in here. Rawr!
Ben would find it.
Yeah. Ben's used to just sitting on idols. Let's go to the chat real quick. Miami Mike in the chat. We are live as we generally are, about 15-ish minutes to the episode ending on the East Coast. Miami Mike says, Mike definitely had a winner's edit tonight, which follows up with Sherry. He also follows up saying, Lindsay's getting the winning Erica edit by not being shown. And then Sherry says, Omar has been on it for the last 2 episodes. Colleen, you're the master of the edit. Do you think that's good or that's bad? I don't think it's bad for Omar. I mean...
No.
He's very likable.
He's very likable. We see him, doing good things. We see him, we have him explaining to the audience just what he's doing and why it's good at it, and we're seeing it work. So that's really good.
Did he not have a vote today?
He had a vote.
Okay, I thought you said he didn't have a vote. I'm like,
no, he was saying even when he didn't have a vote.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I didn't hear him.
Yeah. I think everybody
really
has a vote now.
Pretty bummed out, actually, that on this competition. I was pretty bummed out that Jonathan cinched the win again. I was really excited for Omar he was going to beat Thor. It would have been amazing, but...
Well, you figured he got 4 in a row.
Yeah, he was killing it.
It just hit off the back, like he said. It hit off the back and then just went flying. It's like maybe
so far away.
Yeah.
But, I wonder if the shots are like they got them 4 in a row and 5 in a row, or if it was edited to look like this incredible comeback.
Just let us see the...
Yeah.
Well, they could have been there for like 4 hours, realistically. They really could have been. So
yeah, that's true.
Well, Pro did say that Jonathan got 5 in a row.
He did?
So,
okay.
He did say that.
Then when they got to the immunity challenge, he was like, and Jonathan's starting to look almost human.
I am Mr. Jeff.
Mr. Jeff.
18 eggs a day. Wouldn't you get tired of eating eggs?
18 eggs a day. But he says he eats 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day. That is insane.
I mean, to be fair, I can do that. Like really easily, but it's not going to look like it does for him.
if I was still in San Diego around a Jack in the Box, I could do it.
Yeah.
All right, fair.
For somebody who loves dessert and pasta, I can't talk. I can pack those calories in if given the option.
Mike says the far shot, you could see that it was 4-0.
Yeah, it was 4-0. It was 4-0 at one point.
As far as Tori goes, Rose says Tori is too on it. People notice that, right? They notice because she's not subtle about it. Like you have contrast that with Omar, who's getting all this information and being somewhat chill about how he's dispersing it, and then you have Tori, who's like, "I think I saw some bulging pants."
You have something in your pants. Show me what's in your pants.
Right, like. And it could just be what we're seeing. Pants? They needed a villain, blah, blah, blah. But
she has all those advantages, so where's she going to put them? I mean, it's just like...
that's very true.
She's walking around all lumpy.
I guess she did the crotch idol, trademark Kim Spradlin. I have an idol in my crotch.
Because she had to really open those pants to get that thing in there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
we've learned that... If you're going to go on Survivor, you need something that has pockets sewn on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which they do make. Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you wear the tight shorts like that, like the athletic or bicycle shorts, there's not really many places to hide it.
There really isn't. So that means that there's one more point that goes to just, like, regular swimsuit, like, shorts. Swim shorts.
What are they, cargo shorts? Or
cargo shorts.
All the pockets.
Like Mike's nightwear.
Yeah.
Yes. Out my nightwear.
He's rocking it.
See, that's what you need.
He gets a discount at Denny's.
You need like 50 pockets to fit all your advantages in. No one's going to ask anything because cargo shorts already
Would it be better because you can't? Because we've learned you can't leave anything in your bag because people are going to go through your stuff.
They can look through it. Yep.
Would it be better just to find a place, dig a hole? Put it in there.
Sure, as long as you don't forget where it is, like Mike and Daniel did.
Yeah,
true. But I'm saying, wouldn't that be easier than
definitely
trying to walk? Because you don't want anyone to know you have advantages.
Right.
She's going to take Marianne's idol, and Marianne's going to just bawl like a baby.
Let's talk about Marianne for a second. Because
it's going to happen.
Marianne got such a mixed edit. Like, at first you feel sorry for her that she's crying, that, she's on the bottom and always considered a weirdo and doesn't understand it. But, then you Yeah, and then you pity her more that she's upset that she doesn't have the rock, and you feel like, oh, okay, points to Drea. Drea's going to switch places. That's kind of a little bit of a knock on what we're seeing from Marianne, who didn't insist on thinking that. And then she talks about how she uses her emotions at the challenge to try to as a weapon to try to make them feel bad and maybe save herself, which is kind of a favorable point in her favor. So I didn't quite know what to think about Marianne tonight, other than, oh, I want to give you a hug so badly. Please don't cry. You're so nice.
Well, if crying keeps her in the game, then
you use
more
what
power.
you have.
Yeah.
But it's like I know I keep saying this about her, but it is just like people who have similar personalities as her. Is the second that as soon as she finds out, she's clearly starting to realize that she can use some of her over emotional stuff to like manipulate. As soon as she learns that she can do that, she may run into the danger of that whole like bite the hand that feeds situation.
True.
It's just it seems
because
it
will get to a point
that happens.
It will get to a point saying, okay, I'm playing for $1 million. I don't care.
Like Drea.
Right. And unfortunately for people like Marianne, okay, and for some people in the game with Marianne, they might see that and go, let's say she's at final 3, okay? And we see this shift in how she uses her emotions or what have you. Some people there would say, hey, that's great. You used what you had. You really found your place in the game and were able to manipulate it. And they would give her kudos for it. But there is a lot of people that would just be bitter. Because, oh, we loved you and trusted you and protected you because you were so weak and alone. And then you did this to us.
She can't admit it.
No.
she can't admit she's doing it.
No. Because she's going to have to really tread lightly. If she is going to use that to her advantage, I think she's the right kind of person to really be able to make it work for her. But she's going to have to be really smart about it because jury's going to turn on her so fast if one person gets the slip.
So go ahead.
Isn't she a super fan?
Marianne, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
She's seen every episode except half of Token Sheets.
Again, so she's a smart player.
Yep.
She's a super fan. Why would you switch? I would have said, no, I'm good. She had to have known there could be a possible idol hidden there.
Unless she was just really hungry.
She did say she was really hungry. I mean,
we did see a lot of her like just bartering for whatever morsel she could get today. So I think she's very hungry.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, it's peanut butter and jelly.
Those sandwiches looked really good.
I know. Unlike Drea, I would be like, yep, this is mine. Like, this is the challenge I have to win.
But Drea said at the challenge when they're, trying to make a deal with Jeff, I'm starving. Mm-hmm. You just dropped out of a challenge because you don't like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, but there was a strategy to that. She could still be hungry.
I know it's a strategy, but if I'm playing the game, I'm like, okay. She just said she's starving.
Well, yeah, because she told the people that it was because she didn't like PB&J and she was trying to be nice to Marianne.
Said
you're starving. You eat dog poop. It doesn't.
Yeah,
matter.
I don't know. I think you're overanalyzing that one.
I'm allergic to peanuts, and then she turned around and then did the I was painting with a magical paint that nobody sees.
But in those kind of things, you have to look. You have to listen to what people are saying. And she just made a big deal about I don't like peanut butter and jelly. There was chips there. There's other stuff there. You could take the bread and just eat the bread.
Yep.
But then you go, I'm starving.
Well, yeah, because she didn't. They offered something she didn't like. I don't know. I don't think that's a big of a deal.
I would sit there and go, okay, she's being very strategic.
As I don't know, as somebody that listens to the words "I'm starving" multiple times a day.
No,
I'm unfazed.
I spent last week.
Mom,
with
can
Zach.
I? Mom,
I know
can
what
I?
you're
Mom,
saying.
can I?
I know what you're saying.
Hungry. I'm starving. I'm very, very hungry. My tummy's just not full. Accurate.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Many a breakfast in this house, like third or fourth breakfast.
Yeah, Alex is like a 3 breakfast kind of kid. I don't know where he puts it all though.
I'm just saying you have to pay attention to what people are saying.
Yes,
Right.
I'm with you on this one, Jack, because when she was saying the thing about I don't like peanut butter and jelly, I'm like, never ever you have somebody who is a vegan who is like, I am so starving, I will eat that living creature that I'm watching you kill right now.
Right.
You go for the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, if you said something and you didn't want them thinking anything about what you said, I'm allergic to peanuts, would work.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff, you also got an
away from that.
Yeah, you got an EpiPen with that peanut butter sandwich?
Right. Then that's how you clear the way with no questioning about why you didn't eat the food. And then you could still, have the rice conversation later.
Right.
No one's the wiser.
That's very clever.
If you were in this and you saw somebody voluntarily sit out, would you not be watching them like a hawk on their little island bench? Would that start ringing paranoia?
I would try to, but you get into the challenge or in the water.
Right.
Tough.
Normally when people they swap out, they're either trying to get favored with a jury or someone down the line. They just don't do it for no reason.
Right.
Right.
And so, like I said, she has great advantages, but
yes,
you guys were saying, she's a terrible liar.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so do you think that, because she did say the thing with Marianne that, well, Marianne said, okay, well, in the future, if I win something, basically told her, if I win something in the future, I'll pull you in, right? She kind of mentioned that. Now, I don't know that it's going to come up or that Marianne's going to win anything or if this is actually going to come into fruition, but this is exactly the opportunity that I'm talking about with Marianne, where I could see her winning something and then not pulling Drea. And that's where the bitter jury starts right there.
Right. Because you can't say things like that because Drea's going to remember that.
And she's so nice and she's so sweet. So everyone is going to take everything she has to say to heart.
Right.
Although she would never lie.
Exactly. Not Marianne.
I could see Jonathan paying them back. Jonathan paying them back for the rice by spearing an entire shark and bringing
with a whale. Just pulling a whale in.
Free Willy.
Oh no.
Just leads it right to the camp. Eat up.
Jumps right into camp, lands right on top of the fire.
Pulls out his Triton because he's not only Thor, he's also Aquaman. For real.
I did like it when Jonathan said no, they sacrifice and I'm not voting for him. I like that when he said that.
Yep.
And
I feel like anyone who would have voted for someone who sacrificed their right to defend their position so that other people could eat, I would immediately have that person on my hit list, because there's just certain things you just don't go after the people that give you food.
Yeah. Well, they usually do though. He's our provider. We got to vote him.
Get him out of here.
Speaking of food, I loved Mike's little throwaway line tonight that he's representing the 15% off crowd at Denny's. Did you?
Yes.
Did you relate to that, Jack?
Oh, I did. In fact, that was going to be my first name. As I said, I do get the discount at Denny's.
I know. That's how it is.
Cindy and I got it years ago at IHOP. We were there. I didn't realize it was senior night. And we go, hey, you forgot to. We told the waitress, you forgot to charge us. We only got. There's no way this is the correct amount. She goes, oh, but it's senior night. We both looked, and at that point, neither one of us were
seniors.
55. We weren't seniors yet. I went,
oh
no. I said, okay. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I go, no, that's okay. We gave her a nice tip. We eat a little bit. But it was like, okay.
You're like, could you card us at least? No.
Yeah. Well, and then I looked around. I go, oh, yeah. We're like the youngest ones in here. We're the youngest ones in here.
You thought it was just because you guys had gone at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
The matinee rate for Denny's.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool when you get it.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I love a coupon of any sort. I'm all for it.
All right. Is there anything else that happened tonight that we still need to talk about before we get into the feedback? We have 2 emails, and we have a bit of feedback from Dennis that he also sent me.
One thing is that Jeff was sitting there threatening us viewers and future players of the game. if we try to swindle any sort of deal from him, he's going to unleash this monster.
Oh my God! Yeah, he just broke the 4th wall
worse.
even more so. It was like
You
he
better
went through.
find that idol.
Why are you threatening me, Dimples? Why?
I'm not the boy from
I'm
Wichita
angry.
anymore, wherever he's from.
I'm angry. I will say that because I was watching the show, I said, okay, when are they going to start targeting Jonathan? You can't let him go. You can't let him go much longer in this game because he's
not winning individual immunity though.
Because Tori is. But,
right.
But
well,
his name's not even coming up.
They're going to change the immunity. Well, they're going to change that immunity challenge to shift over to something else that he's going to be able to win. But you know what? I considered him, if I were on this in this tribe or in this group of people, I would have considered him a pretty high-level threat right from the get-go. But the second he won his basketball throwing and did his little
swan
reindeer,
reindeer
prancing. Leap off of the deck and dived in, I'd been like, that's it right there. He's got to go. That move right there is
because he's likable.
Mm-hmm.
He's fantastic in the challenges. Now, maybe they're thinking, okay, eventually we're going to have a puzzle challenge. He's supposedly not good at it, but he finished in second with the whatever that thing was called.
Yeah. I mean, and if it involves braiding, he's going to beat Omar in like half a second. So.
Oh, not with those braids. We were talking about those braids on the broadcast last night. We were trying to describe Jonathan to Amanda, and I'm trying to describe him really big, eats a lot of eggs. Like, we stereotype him as being kind of dumb, but he actually isn't. And Shenny's like, I got this. And I won't tell you what she said. You'll have to listen to the episode if you want to know. But it was very funny.
I feel like she'll have it pegged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could win this game, and if
that's what she said.
Yep, for sure.
I just think I would start thinking about getting rid of him, but then you got to be careful because you have guys like Mike who's true to his word, and High seems to be on his side. I mean,
I think you have to be really, really careful, and everybody should be, if they are not part of that group of 4 men, they should be kicking themselves all day and all night. Whenever they see these guys communicate, they should be kicking themselves, because that little group, if they can stay loyal together, just formed a powerhouse that no one's going to get through.
Right. Well, it brings me to the question. So we have that tight group of, 8? At what point do they turn on each other? Like, there has to be getting to the point in the season where Marianne or Romeo can make cracks, when they turn on each other and kind of slip through and make it, final 6-5-4.
I think Romeo might have just started it the second he wrote down High's name.
But, there's no way High doesn't know that Romeo did that, though.
I think I guess it depends on how High handles it, because tonight's episode showed me that he's getting a little hot-tempered with his hunger pains. So
yes, and
he might, lose some of that cool snark he has and just be, mean and bitchy, and people are going to be like, we can't deal with this guy.
Yes,
go ahead.
As Mike had pointed out, High seemed like he was getting a big head this episode.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think he can win it because of his attitude, his temper.
I think it's.
Oh, you don't cross me. You don't. I'm mad.
Right.
Yep.
So,
he seems like a cool dude, a fun dude, but I think you're right with the hangry's kind of getting to him, and he's getting a little bitchy
nervous about that.
So, no, I agree.
But I don't know if Marianne has the ability. She hasn't shown any ability to make inroads. I mean, she doesn't. I just haven't seen her being.
Her best option right now is to go back to her original tribe, Jonathan and Lindsay, who she seemed to be fairly close with, and see if she can get behind them or under their wing and have a little bit of a safety net to then, wait for her chance to strike. I think that's her best opportunity right now. We
said like her crying game strategy. It can only work so far. If you're going to make inroads, you have to. Okay, I need to show I can play the game where I can get in there. And people are going to say, okay, you're crying. I can't.
Right. She's going to need to make a real
I can't be on your side because you're going to crumble. You're going to cry. You're going to do this. And like you said, I like her. I want her to. I would be happy if she won, but she's got to stop crying and start playing the game.
Yeah, she's got a resume she needs to start padding right now.
Right. And I understand, you're hungry, your emotions get to you. You're young. She needs to grow up a little bit. Like, she's young.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And she doesn't know. Like, I thought Gen Z was the generation that, like, owns the weirdness. Like, aren't they, like, fully, like, embracing being, like, weirdos? Like...
Nerd, being a nerd is in.
It's like super in, but I mean like being we're all a little strange, we're all a little weird. Isn't that like the whole TikTok thing? Like, right?
I mean, like my generation, you had to hide it. You
had to hide your weirdness.
You couldn't show that. You had to be like, oh, well, that's a geek,
right? But now we embrace it. What's the saying, like Sheryl Sandberg saying, you're like when you're embracing something. Somebody in the chat will tell me. I know Sherry knows it. She's out there.
I like Miami Mike. How high? Hashtag
leaning in. Leaning into it. When you're leaning in. That's what it is. Like, you're supposed to lean into that stuff. And Marianne was kind of doing a good job, I think. But now I think she's just too hungry to control it. And that's where age and wisdom kind of does help you a little bit.
And Romeo, who will start off strong, is just, his game is just fizzling.
And I mean, the paranoia obviously is not helping him. And, it kind of sucks. You had this close friend in Drea, and you guys went to middle school, and suddenly she wasn't your friend anymore because she met this cool girl named Luann, and, wrong TV show.
Changes everything. It changes everything.
Yeah, because you can't be paranoid on the show because people start, okay, I can't work with you because you're out of control. I got to have people that are
right.
Rayanne, not Luann. Rayanne. Darn it, Colleen.
I knew where you were going.
Okay, thank you.
I knew where you were at.
I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
I was there. It's
thank
fine.
you. You felt me.
I think that with Romeo and his paranoians, again, I don't feel like it was that big of a deal. In consideration of every season, somebody gets paranoid. But the fact that Chanel, like, they picked the right person at the end of the day, because she's definitely, I feel like at this point, she is definitely more of a threat than Romeo is going to be to anyone else's game, because right now he's like kind of floppy, like he's hungry, he's teeny tiny, he has no strength, his social game's going down the toilet. Like, he's got to start climbing up out of this well to kind of have a game again. It was the right choice. But I do think that there are High being one of them, made some dastardly decisions this week in how they went about deciding that his paranoia was too much. I think they were too vocal about it. I think too many people talked to them about how annoyed they were about it.
And also, don't forget how many survivors come off. Lydia last week said in Exit Press that the vote was it was all changed, a mess, all newly proposed people were running around with 30 minutes left to go. And they made sure to include, with 30 minutes left, Romeo decides to, like, flip out. So You know, like
Yeah.
it might have just been like, all right, guys, this is too confusing counting out people. Just stick to the plan. And Mike could have just been the driving force in that too. Like, nuh-uh, you guys, I got Lydia last week. You guys promised me Chanel this week. Or, Chanel this week.
Yes.
Yep, agreed. And I think that maybe some of Marianne's like little breakdowns that she's starting to like, the little cracks that are coming through is maybe it's because Lydia's gone. Because Lydia was another girl within her age who was a little bit of a weird, like kind of on the edge person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's quirky. Like, I think that there was probably plenty of times where they could like look at each other and be like, I get what you're saying, So now she really does feel all alone.
Right.
Plus she's not in sync with her old tribe either.
Right.
I mean, there's 3 members left in her old tribe, and they really don't. They're really not.
Well, they got really annoyed when she was doing all of her like Devon morning news alerts. So that was the end of that.
I really like Marianne.
Yeah, I think we talked about earlier though about Romeo. I don't know why Hai was mad at him because he clearly is on the bottom. What else is he supposed to do?
Yeah. Something else must have happened that like set him off that wasn't relevant to what we were seeing.
I don't know. I think Hai is the type of person. All right, this is what we discussed. Mm-hmm. This is what we're doing. If you cross me,
you're dead to me.
Yeah. Like just get on board with what I'm saying. And everything's going to be fine. Oh, you have your own opinion about this? Bye.
Bye. It's almost like not as bad as Shan last season when she was like, no, this is the way we're doing.
Yeah. There is a little ghost of Shan running around on that island right now.
A little Shan ghost. Oh my God.
Yep.
And that always comes back to haunt you because nobody wants to be told how to vote.
Right.
Or what papaya they can and cannot have to eat.
Fair. Okay. Moving into a little bit of feedback, we had something from Dennis who said the players had a chance to evolve Survivor tonight when they needed one more person for the rice. They could have agreed to give group immunity to the 4th volunteer, and if CVS went with it, they'd have a new twist to the game going forward.
It's time for the players to take the game in their hands.
Right. Make your own rules. Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own destiny.
But they could always lie.
Well, if the producers agree
if the producers make it a deal.
Right.
Then but I'm saying tonight they could have said, yeah, we won't vote you out. Okay, we're voting you out. This is a game.
Yeah.
Outwit. Outlast.
Yep, definitely.
Danny
would have totally done that to Erica.
Yeah. It's an interesting. I like that. That's
I like it. Yeah.
Interesting. You should tell Tyler Perry about it or Sia. All right, we have an email from Darius, who says,
Darius.
Hey JJC, do you think there is any chance we will see the steal a vote used as a way to nullify someone from using their shot in the dark? Thanks, Darius. Ooh. Clever.
That would be... I don't know if somebody can hold on to it in the hopes that works out, because like apparently nobody wins a shot in the dark ever. God, that would be really fun though.
That is so. But I mean, I think it would work though, right? Because if they can't go up and vote, they can't sacrifice their vote.
Just take it from them.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
No, that'd be good. But going back to Drea, do you think she takes?
I could see Romeo doing that.
Marianne's idol when she's going to get voted out that night.
I mean,
she could, but ouch.
That is an ouch. That is an ouch.
But that's part of the game, though.
That is part of the game. Just like this.
Because who has she knows that Marianne has one, and then Mike has one.
I don't see her going. She's not going to go against Mike.
But what if she starts to get a little bit edgy about that little alliance that's forming around Mike?
Yeah,
it might be the only way in.
Yeah, all the boys or all the men are going.
Well, it depends on how many people she has on her side.
That's true. Also she's gonna have to get her own little crew.
I could 100% see Chanel using that beware advantage to steal.
Drea?
I'm sorry, Drea. I could see Drea using the beware advantage to steal, the steal an idol thing or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Well, if she can get Romeo, Marianne.
She could also take one of the amulets and make that, that stronger too. Like if she gets Marianne or Romeo out, and then she just has to ask.
Why am I drawing a blank on everyone hates?
Tori.
And then you say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Mike's idol. We vote for Mike tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take his idol, so we have it. And I'm gonna vote for Mike, but we all vote for Mike. You get
she would have to get those underdogs because Jonathan, Lindsay. Oh, I don't know where Lindsay is actually. So Jonathan.
I think she's safe with him.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's if she does it, that's what she does. Okay, we're gonna vote him out, and I'm taking his idol.
Yep.
And then literally, she would have 2 idols. All the other crap she has.
That'd be the way to do it.
Are we at the point yet where she could just play an advantage every tribal and?
Because she can tell Marianne this because Marianne has an extra vote, right?
Marianne has an extra vote and the idol.
All right, this is what they do. Okay, we're gonna vote Mike. You vote extra vote. I have an extra vote. We get everybody. We get Romeo to vote Mike. Mike's out.
There you go. But then they'd have to get Drea out next with all of her stuff because that is a baller power play queen move right there.
But do they know she has all that stuff?
I don't think anybody knows she has. I don't think that.
Well, let's see.
Maybe there might be one thing that they know about.
Certain people know she has certain things because certain people know she has the amulet. Certain people know she has the idol.
So if there's a conversation, they can collect. They could find out that she actually has like a whole dragon's horde of advantages.
Because they're gonna have to break up this super alliance,
right?
Yes,
and I think she's the type of person. She's smart enough to know she has to do it.
Yep, it's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. It's gonna be her. She's gonna have to do it.
I agree. I wonder if we are gonna get in for a Drea High showdown at some point.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah,
we could hope. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, throw it out. Kiss to the Survivor gods.
Yes. We need something good. We need something good here.
Thank you, Darius, for that email. I think that would be also a pretty fun thing to watch happen at Tribal. I love how they're making the shot in the dark now. You have 2 chances. There's 2.
Still the same odds.
Right? I know, right? If Jeff was mad that Xander didn't find the thing under the bench last season, imagine how mad he is that like 4 people have played this stupid shot in the dark thing and 0 of them have been saved.
We said it before. It's going to save somebody we don't want it to save. And that's the only person it's going to save. That's it. That's how these things work.
It will be Tori.
Yep. She's gonna pull it, and there will be lights. There'll be blue lights flashing. It's gonna be a thing. Everyone's gonna get it. Applaud. Lydia's gonna come back. Clap for her.
Oh my god. All right. Our next email's from Mandy.
Mandy.
What Survivor food reward do you dislike so much that even when you're starving, you'd give up your place in the challenge? The right answer isn't PB&J.
I get it, but I think she did it strategically. I think she was trying. She knew she was counting on there being something there.
Right,
she started looking for it. Right, she started looking for it right away.
That's not Mandy's question. What food would make you give up?
Oh, me?
Maybe if they had like the. I'll go first.
I would eat a mustard sandwich. And I hate mustard.
Hey, a dude almost died for spices, so there is.
Yeah.
We shouldn't laugh.
Yeah. Salt!
Garlic salt!
Caleb,
Paprika!
Caleb.
Okay, this is terrible.
that beast mode cowboy killing himself for salt.
We
I
can
don't
laugh
like
about it because it's
sauerkraut.
been a while.
I would.
That's what I was going to pick was sauerkraut. I'm like, that's the one thing. Get me off that island entirely. If they're eating sauerkraut, I'm out of there.
I think if they were like, here's some breaded fish sticks or tilapia, I would be like, nah, I can just get that from the ocean. I'll sit out.
If I'm starving,
Jonathan,
there's
Give
I
me
would
some
I would eat
tilapia.
I would eat anything. There's a lot of foods
think I'd
I
eat
don't like.
sauerkraut.
Honestly,
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
It's not that
I
bad,
could try,
but I get it.
but it would come back out.
I sat at the kitchen table for 2.5 hours, 3 hours when I was a kid because I didn't like sauerkraut.
Oh my god, I did that for rice because my mom used to just make plain old like white rice with nothing in it. So that's so funny that's what they're playing for in Survivor.
Yep.
But yeah, I was very adamant I would not get up and there was nothing that they could do to me that would make me eat that damn rice.
My mom turned off the light. I'm just sitting in the dark in the kitchen like going,
God,
yep.
I have that same memory of sauerkraut, the same one. Yep.
And it was the only time she ever made it.
Wow.
And in fact, I think she put more on my plate.
Oh, I could see that.
I thought it was god awful. I
Dude,
don't think I don't think I ever ate it.
So then
I grew up in a German Minnesotan household like that. It was on the menu at least twice a month.
Ooh. So where do you guys stand with like coleslaw?
I like
That's
coleslaw.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know they're different tastes, but they tend to be like, similarly used condiments.
One is fresh-ish and the other is pretty much rotten. So there's that.
There we go.
There's that.
All right, Mandy, I hope we have satisfied you.
Sauerkraut and rice, we're out.
Woo! No, I would eat the rice now. I like rice now, actually, very much so. I didn't know there was an option to put
last in Survivor if you didn't.
Right? I didn't know that there was an option to put like soy sauce or anything in rice to make it taste better. It was just plain like rice, and
we used to have gravy. One of my sisters didn't like rice, but we used to have gravy and rice.
Yeah, no, we didn't have anything.
Sure.
Plain old rice. Most of the ugh. And the same.
I like rice, so
I love it now. I truly do. But anyway, all right. Let's move in.
You got any sweet and sour with this?
Let's move in to our tally the vote preseason pick stuff.
I was so close.
You were so close. Hold on. How do I format this? I always do this. You would think at some point I would learn. All right. You would think. Just no. I just didn't. All right. Let me screen share here. Here we go. All right. So as far as the Chrome tab, here we go. Chrome tab. Vote tally. All right. Can we all see that now?
No. There we go.
All right. So let's see. For next week,
Colleen.
I know. Look at me. I was right.
But did you mean Drea though?
Oh, hold on. Sorry, that was an email from last night. Apparently, I didn't quite wrong podcast. I am struggle bussing this right now. If you're in the chat, I promise it will get better. Hang tight. There we go. I swear.
Did I just hear a scream?
Yeah. That was mine.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Some video game action going on with the siblings in the other room.
Okay. Did that come from outside?
I'm impressed they're still awake.
They don't sleep. They don't know how.
All right. As far as what we had for Chanel, Jack had her pre-merge. I had her final 3, and Jamie had her merge. So Jamie is the only one that gets a point. Look at Jamie kicking butt for that.
Thank you, now.
And then I am the only one that had her going home. So I get a point for that. So where we stand, Jack has 0, I have 5, and Jamie has 6.
Can I get shut out the whole? Has anyone ever been shut out the whole season?
You should just play for that. I truly think you should.
Right? Gotta have a goal.
How do you know I'm not?
I don't. I think we just learned your secret strategy. I wish that we should have played for steal a tally point. Or at any point, I could just ask you for one of your tally points.
I can just take it.
Take it.
All right.
I don't have one.
Mike says, can we finally get Jamie's name on the logo? Yeah, I have to ask Jacob to do that. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. All right. I think it's Jack's turn. Who do you think is going first tonight, Jack?
Well,
going first. So we know that there are 2 people being voted out next week.
Right.
Who do you think is being voted out first?
First, I'm gonna go with Romeo with the obvious, but I'm hoping there's some strategy next week. But I'm gonna say Romeo.
Okay. Who do you think the second person voted out will be?
Let's see.
Here's what we'll do. You'll get a point for each person you get right, and you'll get 3 points if you get them in the right order.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with the Mike strategy. I think Mike gets voted out.
Mike? Okay.
Nice.
Of course, it won't work if Romeo's gone, but
All right. I am gonna hedge my bets and say Tori goes home at some point because I really would like to see her, although she was way more tolerable this week. And then I think the tide might be turning, and it's time to come for Jonathan.
No.
I mean, Omar was a very close third. I'm worried that or high even. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I kind of want to change it to high, but no. I said Jonathan first. I'll stick with that. I think high might be blowing up his own game though. Anyway, Jamie, you're up.
I am. Oh man. I think that I would like to go with.
Think carefully. You need the points.
I just need them so much. I think that I would go definitely with Romeo.
Okay.
And then I think it's going to be Tori.
Okay. All right. So we've got Romeo and Tori for Jamie. If they go home in that order, you get 3 points. If it's Tori then Romeo, you just get the 2 points. I still think that's fair. Romeo and Mike. If it's Mike then Romeo, it's 2 points. If it's Romeo then Mike, 3 points. And then same with Tori and Jonathan. And if it's in reverse order. Although I am going to put an asterisk here to remind myself you wanted to put high. Should you have?
Should you have? I hope not, because he's my winner's pick. So that would really suck.
I'm just worried. I'm worried that he's blowing up his own game.
I don't see him winning now because
I know he's gonna have to be really nice for like a whole week.
A lot could happen in 2 days.
Sad thing is he's a good player, but you can't let your emotions dictate how you play.
You can't let people think you care too much. That's just how it is.
All right. Very true. All right. On that note, we are closing in an hour. Any last thoughts from the chat? Any last thoughts from you guys before we wrap it up? If anybody out there has feedback, we love feedback. SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. Once again, that's SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. If you are in the Jay and Jack Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/Jay and Jack group, and want to put feedback in there, there's generally an episode thread. Please feel free to do that too. And I will make sure that I check that thread so that way I, see your feedback. It was pretty self-explanatory as soon as I started to explain why.
Colleen, are you happy with the new tribe name?
What was it? Kula Kula?
Kula Kula.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cereal to me. I feel like it would be a really great breakfast cereal.
Oh, Kula Kula. All right.
Kula.
I could see that. I my mind went to like Coolie, which is like, butt.
Also great. Also great for a tribe name. The Butt Butts.
The Butt Butts.
I like it.
My kind of tribe name. All right. On that note, everybody.
Different type of survivor.
I just want to hear Jeff go, come on in, Butt Butts.
Wasn't the excuse me, was it the Caramoan one where Malcolm, or was it Philippines, where Malcolm convinced them to do his mother's name was Madeline, and he convinced them to do it backwards, like Enil Adem or something, and he told them it was something Fijian for something.
Yeah.
I always think about how funny that is. Oh, it's one of my random survivor thoughts. See, I'm leaning into the weirdness. That is me.
That's okay. Just you're fine. You're not kicked out of the cool kids lunch table just yet.
Oh, thank goodness. I was concerned. All right.
Put a bowl of rice in front of you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week about 15 to 20 minutes after the episode airs. Look for the link. Generally, it's on Twitter. It's always in Facebook. Jamie tweets it. The @JandJack account will tweet it. Subscribe to the feeds. The feed. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we start. And thank you. Anil Idem was his mother. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Can we vote Miami Mike out?
Let's just snuff the torch on this whole show.
He can't. He has an amulet.
Oh, darn. No, we can take his amulet, and then we can get a steal a vote.
Actually, he probably just cries like Marianne.
Oh, leave Marianne alone.
She has an idol and an extra vote. Why is she crying? You wouldn't have to go home that day.
All right. On that note, everybody, thanks for playing. My name is Colleen.
And
I'm Jamie.
Do we thank a certain patron?
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
Thank those patrons.
Thank you to the patrons, especially the one that's contributed at a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Rigner, Jack from Tokyo, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed, the creepy, poopy head mailman. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/JandJack, and you can check out the other shows on this network. Currently, we have the broadcast with Amanda Shanny and Colleen, and the Ramblecast After Dark with Jack and Boston and Nicholas and Matt.
Forever in blue.
So many names.
So many names. Names galore. All right. On that note, for real, it's bedtime. Even though I'm so hyper after we record podcasts that it takes me a full hour to decompress, it's terrible.
I'm ready to go to bed now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
We're still recording.
Here's that. Jack's sleeping medication is kicking in.
It's kicking. That and old age.
That old age. It was 4:20. I saw How High was trending on Twitter today. How HAI.
Tis the day.
We're gonna get high.
There was like 3 different episodes of King of the Hill this afternoon that were like would fall into the 420 celebration category. It was on the nose.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Well, everyone go celebrate. My name's Colleen again.
I'm still Jamie.
I'm Jack.
He's got to go to bed early. He's got a busy day going to Denny's for the 15% off discount.
Yeah. Hopefully they start the Grand Slam.
Woo! Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.